Xiomara Batista feels unheard and unable to hide in her Harlem neighborhood. Ever since her body grew into curves, she has learned to let her fists and her fierceness do the talking. But Xiomara has plenty she wants to say, and she pours her frustration onto the pages of a leather notebook, reciting the words to herself like prayers, especially after she catches feelings for a boy in her bio class. With Mami's determination to force her daughter to obey the laws of the church, Xiomara understands that her thoughts are best kept to herself. When she is invited to join her school's slam poetry club, she knows that she could never get around Mami's rules to attend, much less speak her words out loud. But still, she can't stop thinking about performing her poems. Because in spite of a world that may not want to hear her, Xiomara refuses to be silent. Here is a preview of The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. This book was honored as a winner in 2019 of the Michael L. Printz Award and also a winner of the Pura Belpré Award, both awards presented by the American Library Association. Night before first day of school. As I lie in bed thinking of this new school year, I feel myself stretching my skin apart. Even with my Amazon frame, I feel too small for all that's inside me. I want to break myself open like an egg smacked hard against an edge. Teachers always say that each school year is a new start, but even before this day, I think I've been beginning. HS. My high school is one of those old school structures from the Great Depression days or something. Kids come from all 5 boroughs, and most of us bus or train, although since it's my school zone, I can walk to it on a nice day. Chisholm HS sits wide and squat, taking up half a block. Red brick and fenced-in courtyard with ball hoops and benches. It's not like Twin's fancy genius school, glass and futuristic. This is the typical hood school, and not too long ago, it was considered one of the worst in the city. Gang fights in the morning and drug deals in the classroom. It's not like that anymore, but one thing I know for sure is that reputations last longer than the time it takes to make them. So I walk through metal detectors and turn my pockets out and greet security guards by name, and I'm one of hundreds who every day are shifted like flour through the doors, and I keep my head down and I cause no waves. I guess what I'm trying to say is this place is a place, neither safe nor unsafe, just a means, just a way to get closer, to escape. Ms. Galliano is not what I expected. Everyone talks about her like she's super strict and always assigning the toughest homework. So I expected someone older, a buttoned-up, floppy-haired, suit-wearing teacher with glasses sliding down her nose. Ms. Galliano is young, has on bright colors, and wears her hair naturally curly. She's also little, like for real, petite, but carries herself big, know what I mean? Like she's used to shouldering her way through any assumptions made about her. Today I have her first period English, and after an hour and 15 minutes of icebreakers, where we learn one another's names, Ms. Galliano pronounces mine right on the first try. She gives us our first assignment. Write about the most impactful day of your life. And although it's the first week of school and teachers always fake the funk the first week, I have a feeling Ms. Galliano actually wants to know my answer. Final draft of assignment 1. Xiomara Batista, Friday, September 7, Ms. Galliano. The most impactful day of my life. Final draft. When I turned 12, my twin brother saved up enough lunch money to get me something fancy, a notebook for our birthday. I got him some steel knuckles so he could defend himself, but he used them to conduct electricity for a science project instead. My brother's a genius. The notebook wasn't the regular marble kind most kids use. He bought it from the bookstore. The cover is made of leather, with a woman reaching to the sky etched on the outside, and a bunch of motivational quotes scattered like flower petals throughout the pages. My brother says I don't talk enough, so he hoped this notebook would give me a place to put my thoughts. Every now and then I dress my thoughts in the clothing of a poem, try to figure out if my world changes once I set down these words. This was the first time someone gave me a place to collect my thoughts. In some ways, it seemed like he was saying that my thoughts were important. From that day forward, I've written every single day. Sometimes it seems like writing is the only way I keep from hurting. The flyer. Calling all poets. The poster is printed on regular white computer paper. The bare basics? Spoken word poetry club, calling all poets, rappers, and writers. Tuesdays, after school. See Ms. Galliano in room 302 for details. It's layered behind other more colorful and bigger lettered announcements, but it still makes me stop halfway down the staircase as kids late to class do their best to accidentally make me topple down the stairs. But I'm rooted to the spot, a new awareness buzzing over the noise. This poster feels personal, like an engraved invitation mailed directly to me. After the buzz dies down, I crumple the flyer in my backpack, balled and zipped up tight. Tuesdays, I have confirmation class. Not a chance Mammy's going to let me out of that. Not a chance I want anyone hearing my work. Something in my chest flutters like a bird whose wings are being gripped still by the firmest fingers. What twin be knowing? As I'm getting ready for sleep, I'm surprised to see the crumpled poetry club flyer neatly unfolded and on my bed. It must have fallen out of my bag. Without looking up from the computer screen, Twin says, in barely a whisper, "This world's been waiting for your genius a long time." My brother is no psychic, no prophet, but it makes me smile, the secret hope we share, that we are both good enough for each other and maybe the world too. But when he goes to brush his teeth, I tear the flyer into pieces before Mammy can find it. Tuesdays, for the foreseeable future, belong to church, and any genius I might have belongs only to me. Questions for Ms. Galliano. I'm one of the first students in English class the next day, and although I promised myself I would keep my lips stapled together when Ms. Galliano asks me how I'm doing, the words trip and twist their ankles trying to rush out my mouth. "So you run the poetry club, right?" She doesn't laugh, cocks her head, and nods. "Yes, we just started it this year. Spoken word poetry club." And my face must have been all kinds of screwed up confused because she tries to explain how spoken word is performed poetry, but it all sounds the same to me except one is memorized. It might be easier if I showed you. I'll pull a clip up as today's intro to class. Are you thinking of joining the club? I shake my head no. She gives me that look again when someone who doesn't know you is sizing you up like you're a broken clock and they're trying to translate the ticks. Spoken word. When class starts, Ms. Galliano projects a video. A woman on stage, her voice quiet, then louder and faster, like an express train picking up speed. The poet talks about being Black, about being a woman, about how beauty standards make it seem she isn't pretty. I don't breathe for the entire 3 minutes while I watch her hands and face, feeling like she's talking directly to me. She's saying the thoughts I didn't know anyone else had. We're different, this poet and I, in looks, in body, in background, but I don't feel so different when I listen to her. I feel heard. When the video finishes, my classmates, who are rarely excited by anything, clap softly. And although the poet isn't in the room, it feels right to acknowledge her this way, even if it's only polite applause. My own hands move against each other. Ms. Galliano asks about the themes and presentation style, but instead of raising my hand, I press it against my heart and will the chills on my arms to smooth out. It was just a poem, Xiomara, I think, but it felt more like a gift. This has been a preview of The Poet X.